On this episode of Chainsaw Hoarders, I'd like to talk about how it all began for me. I had a friend of mine, he bought 2 acres of land. First thing he did was he went out and bought a chainsaw. It was at that very moment I realized, we're all grown up, we can buy chainsaws. So I went to the dealer, I said I wanted a saw that would last me my lifetime. And he highly recommended this one. It's a MS260. It's a fantastic saw. It's just for serious firewood cutting, it is too small. I haven't done much to the saw. I removed the baffle, opened up the port a little bit. I removed the decomp valve, but other than that, it's completely stock, and it's actually it's cut quite a few cords. But soon after my friend bought his property, I bought my own. I bought a much bigger acreage, and I really got into cutting firewood on weekends. So I quickly realized this little 50cc saw, it's just not going to cut it. I went back to the dealership after doing some research. I said I wanted the MS460. Now this is a saw that you will get a lot of firewood cutting done fast. So this was my baby for a couple of years. Same sort of deal as with my other saw. I removed the baffle, opened up the port a little bit, and I plugged the decomp valve. But other than that, completely stock. It's a very good runner. Then a couple of years down the road, I was working for a tree cutting company. We had a job out in cottage country, and the owner of the cottage, he said he had this old saw that it was just too hard for him to pull over. So I said, I'll have a look at it. In case you don't recognize it yet, this is a 272 XP. This was my first foray into the 200 series Husqvarna saws. And I very quickly realized why people love these. They are a very strong saw for the size and weight. And it's still to this day, it's my favorite saw. But on to the next one. It was at that point where, just like everybody else, I started watching Buck and Billy Ray videos. And he was running a 266 at the time. And I found this ratty old 266. It's beat up pretty bad. I'm still looking for a chain brake. I'm hoping to find one day. It's got a crack here. This was actually all cracked up. I actually cut it out. Same with the top cover. This was all cracked, so I just cut nice straight lines. Made it look a little more presentable. But this is beat up as it is. It's a very strong runner. Got loads of compression. So this was my first 266 SE. And I came to another gentleman's house, and I was chatting with him. It's always nice to talk to old people. I at least find anyways. And I happened to see this saw on his back shelf. And I said to him, what are you doing with it? He says, well, I haven't used it in a couple of years because, again, he had the same problem as the other guy. He just couldn't pull it over. These are very high compression saws. So I picked up another 272 XP for a very reasonable price. This one just needed very minimal work, but I got her up and running, so I've been using this one quite a bit this summer. So yeah, spend some time with old folks. You might just get this kind of luck. Then I saw an ad in the classifieds for this one. Husqvarna 61. Now this thing again, it's absolutely mint. There's nothing missing. I just put in a new carb kit. I will at some point open up the exhaust just a little bit because I feel it needs a little more air going out. But it's a really good strong runner. Then I really got lucky. I found this one. This is a very minty 266 SE. So lately I've been doing a lot of stump cutting. That's why I took this bar off. I put it on my other 266. Like I said, that's the one that gets relegated to dirty jobs. But this is I would probably say this is my second favorite saw. Or my third. The two 272s that I have, both of those are my favorites. Next on the chopping block. Here's one that I thought I'd only ever dream of. But I came across this little beauty. 288 XP. This one needed quite a bit of work. I put probably about 150 bucks worth of parts into it. But I knew that going in. And this one again, the way I bought it, the exhaust was opened up a little bit already. Got a nice grunt to it. I have not used this saw very much yet, but it is in fairly decent shape for its age. Got a little bit of plastic missing there, but that doesn't matter. These machines are not beauty queens. They are tools. And some of them, they've been run hard, but usually you can get them running as long as they got the compression. And this one, again, I removed the decomp valve, so I actually got to put a little bit of arm into it to get this one started, but it's easy starting. It runs really hard. So yeah, this is a very fun hobby to get into. You should try it sometime.